What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Goggins here, back with another episode of the Clippers Latest, where we talk all things LA Clippers, quick, fast, and to the point, as you know. I hope that we're all doing extravagant today, as it is Labor Day weekend. I hope that you guys get to celebrate accordingly, maybe get a quick break from work. I hope that, you've been working hard, and you deserve a day off, or two, or three, however many days you may have off this weekend. I don't know. You discuss that with your boss, but I hope you at least get one day to, sit back, focus on yourself, and just chill, but not chill too hard, because I need you guys' opinion on a debate. It's an ongoing debate that we're actually going to be talking about for our first topic of the day, and that is Russ versus Kawhi. Whose career would you rather have, or which career do you respect more? Because, as we know, every time a new NBA player ranking list drops of some sort, whether ESPN, CBS, whoever does it, drops it, it shakes up the NBA world. Players, coaches, GMs, fans, experts, not experts. Everybody's involved in the discourse surrounding that. And CBS just recently dropped their top 25 players of the 21st century. And let's just say that this debate sparked a lot of conversation. As you guys know, Jeff Teague is part of a podcast called the Club 520 Podcast. And he is very expressive with his opinions over there, and that did not change for this debate. He personally has a big issue with this list that CBS just dropped. He said that he saw that Kawhi Leonard was at 13, while Russell Westbrook, y'all try saying that 5 times fast. Like, you feel me? Y'all can't do that. Like, don't make fun of me for that. But while Russell Westbrook was all the way down at 25, and let's just say that Teague wasn't having it. He said, quote, "All the MVPs need to be way higher. Kawhi Leonard is not better than Russell Westbrook. He did not have a better career. He won championships, but this is an individual award, right? Give me Russell Westbrook. You don't have a league MVP. You were never the best player in the NBA." And look, Russ turned triple doubles into an everyday stat. He made that thing look normal, which it wasn't, but he averaged a triple-double for 4 seasons straight. People forget about that, especially over in Washington, because nobody really pays attention to the Wizards, let's be real. But he was still doing it over there, and he was still making this big of an impact. He has an MVP under his belt, the 2017 MVP. He has 2 scoring titles, and he basically revolutionized the idea of what a point guard looks like in today's age. The only thing holding him back from all of that is no ring. While on the other hand, we have Kawhi, who has never won an MVP, and he never averaged over 30 a game, if you can believe that. But he does have 2 finals MVPs, 2 DPOYs, and he delivered a title to Toronto. And I think that championship pedigree is what puts him ahead in CBS's eyes. But obviously, Jeff Teague doesn't seem to agree. So I want to know, what do you guys think? Do you guys value personal stats over team success? Because I don't know, it's really difficult. Because, like, to say that Kawhi was never the best player in the league, it's like, it's so hard, because obviously 2019 Giannis won MVP that year. Like, it's Giannis, you know what I'm saying? But Kawhi was the best player on a championship level team that won, and proved that by winning finals MVP. Now, the Spurs final MVP, like, there were other people on that team that contributed. And I'm not saying that that wasn't the case in Toronto, but it was more so of Kawhi being the face of Toronto, rather than with the Spurs. It was like looked at as a collective effort, and he just took home the hardware. But Toronto Kawhi was a dangerous dude, bro. He actually beat Giannis in that playoff run, if you guys remember, in the second round, I believe. And not the second round, the conference finals. It was the 2, figureheads of the East, the Raptors versus the Bucks at the time. And Kawhi sent Giannis home. He sent him packing. So I don't know if that series itself defines like who was the best in the league at that time, but I feel like that definitely contributes to an argument leading there. But like I said, I want you guys to let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna leave that up for debate. I want to leave that up for discussion in the comments section. But we are gonna move on to our next thing, and we're actually staying on the topic of Kawhi, but this time something with his coach and what he had to say. Tyronn Lue has been defending Kawhi. He recently went on Shannon Sharp's podcast, Club Shay Shay, and, he had some things to say. He was defending Kawhi against all the noise that's about load management. The concern with Kawhi is that he doesn't play. He's always hurt. Sometimes when he doesn't play, it doesn't seem to be for a reason. He just doesn't feel like it. And, people love to say that he ducks games. But Tyronn Lue said, forget all that. Like, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. He said, quote, it's not like he's wanting to sit out. We got to protect him from himself. Tyronn, he made it clear that Kawhi is the one that's trying to push through, get on the court, play, even in back-to-backs. He said that he really wants to play in back-to-backs this season. And if y'all remember, Kawhi literally played 68 games in 2024. Literally the season before last. That was his most since the Spurs. He left the Spurs how many years ago? Come on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I know that, in the season sandwiching that one season, he may not have played the most games, but, bro, the injuries that he's had are people just act like these athletes are just bionic or something, and that, they're just gonna have the worst career-altering injury and just gonna come back fine next season. That's not how it works, G. Have you never broken a bone? Have you never torn a muscle before? It's not just gonna be all sunshine and rainbows when you come back. You know what I'm saying? It takes time. People see KD get back to it, straight off of his Achilles injury and think that that's the norm. That's not normal. That's not normal. Shout out to KD because, like I said, that's not normal stuff. He's doing something that people don't do. But not everybody's able to do that. But I think that Kawhi has actually been performing when he has been able to play on the floor. Last season, he only played a little over 30 games, but towards the end of the season, he was very critical into our, playoff push. And who knows what could have happened if we had a, healthy Kawhi with all that momentum. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know. I feel like in the playoffs, that's when it matters the most, and he shows up in the playoffs for the most part. He averaged 25, 8, and 5 last season in the playoffs. So basically, when he's on the court, he's still that dude, especially in on the biggest stage. Everybody says the NBA don't even matter to playoffs, Cap. Bro, so why are you caring about who's playing in the regular season? If you're so against the regular season, it doesn't make sense to me. NBA fans be so hypocritical and it pisses me off. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. But I digress. Tyronn Lue's message was simple. Kawhi's not hiding. He ain't ducking. He wants to be out there. But the team is looking out for his best interests, and they're holding him back to protect him long term. Keep in mind, we're trying to build something here. We're trying to get something done this season. And we don't want to rush into anything that we may not have to rush into, if you get what I'm saying. But we're going to move on because, as you can tell, that kind of got me heated, man. Y'all really be making me mad sometimes. But we're going to go to another topic that was talked about on the Club Shay Shay podcast, and that was the Paul George, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander trade back in 2019. He looked back at that trade, bringing Paul George to, of course, LA and sending SGA to OKC. And his take was pretty straightforward. He said, quote, who wouldn't trade a first-year player for Paul George? Look, that trade not only brought in PG, but it's the move that locked Kawhi into LA. Kawhi is going to be here because PG will be here. They've been trying to team up. Well, at that time, they had been trying to team up for all these years, and they were finally able to make it happen. So it was like a kind of we're all in right now type of move. You feel me? But obviously, in hindsight, looking back on it, yes, Shai has turned into this MVP caliber. Not even caliber. He literally won it. He's turned into this MVP player, finals MVP player. You know what I'm saying? Figurehead of his team, led them to a chip. He's the face of OKC. And, that's what you respect it. But back then, Paul George was a multi-time All NBA dude coming off of his prime season. Bro, he was an MVP. He was the third in MVP racing after the 2018 season. Are y'all, it's not clicking to you that he was standing on business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel like people are so quick to have like this revisionist history, like saying like, oh, the Clippers are stupid for doing that. Why would they do that? Like, Shai Gilgeous, man, ain't none of y'all know that Shai was gonna turn out and be what he was gonna be today. If you looking at me in my eye right now, you telling me that you thought he was gonna be that, you're lying to my face. Look, I know I've talked about Kentucky guards in the past and how they always, seem to find a way, or at least in most cases. But nobody, at most, you thought that he was going to be an above average player. Maybe good. But, like, bro, MVP, finals MVP, scoring title, bro, get out of here with that. You're not telling me that. At the time, it made the most sense. It was a decision built on certainty. A proven star over what somebody's potential may have been. It was a gamble. It was a gamble. Do you gamble on the future or do you cash in and contend immediately? Right then, they were in a win-now situation. So the Clippers made their choice, and I don't feel like, obviously, looking back, they probably, I don't know if they regret it. I mean, I'm sure that there's some angle of regret somewhere in there. But, like, at the time, y'all got to understand, that was the sensible move to make. That was what made the most sense. You know what I'm saying? So I can't fault them for that. I can't. They're just looking, they were looking out for what was best for them and what they had at the moment. And speaking of what we have at the moment, let's talk about one of our centers. And of course, talking about Big Zoo, Don't sleep on Zoo this season, man. This man, look, he even took me, like, I be forgetting sometimes. He took me aback. But he low-key had a little breakout year. And now you see his name floating around for most improved. I just feel, I don't know. It's about that time. I don't know. He had a little over 17 points, 13 rebounds. Like, 17 and 13 is really good for a center, right? Like, these days, like, you got your Sabonis's, you got your Anthony Davis's, you got your, Jokic is in a league of his own, so I'm not even going to say him. But, like, you have your centers who are going to rebound and score, do a little good mix of both. But, like, there aren't that many of them. There are not that many elite centers in the game right now. Let's be honest, bro. Let's be honest. There's Jokic, Embiid, who's, y'all want to talk about injuries. We ain't got to go there. I'm thinking elite. I'm a Sabonis hater, so I'm not calling him elite. I don't care what you say. Gobert's not elite. There aren't a whole lot out there is what I'm saying. Like, there's not that much competition in terms of scoring 15 plus and getting 12 plus rebounds. Like, I feel like that is a very scarce thing in this league, and we have that on our team right now. And he's only 27. He's only going to get better. He shot 63% from the field last season. We have Chris Paul now, alongside with James Harden. Lob City 2.0. Come on, y'all. Come on. It's here, bro. Zoo finna have a breakout year. I promise you, he's going to be a finalist for most improved player. I know that he was last season. They gave it to Dyson Daniels. I feel like Zoo personally contributed more to the team's success than Dyson Daniel did his. That was very evident in the playoffs because the Hawks got eliminated in the play-in like they always do. In Zoo we trust. Zoo for MIP. I'm going to be saying it all year. I'm just saying. I just feel like, MIP, people usually think that it goes to like younger guys, and it still could. It might. But like, if he's improving, you can't deny that. There ain't got to be the age on improvement. Zubac's development, he has been a steady incline every year. And this year was his biggest jump. And I feel like if he comes back with another step, imagine Zoo averaging like 20 and 13 while anchoring the defense. Gee, I don't think y'all seeing the vision. Please tell me y'all seeing the vision, man. It's here. It's his time. We have a squad. For real. I'm telling y'all, man, y'all need to start believing like I do. I believe in Zoo. I think that he's a very early candidate for most improved, and I think that he's going to win that jump this year, along with the title on that. But you guys let me know your thoughts on that. Am I overreacting? Do you think that there are other candidates for this position or for this award that I'm not thinking of? I'm biased, but I'm also logical, and I think that he can get it. What are your thoughts on the SGA PG trade, looking back 6 years ago? Would you have done it at the time? Would you have taken the risk or not? What do you think about Kawhi's load management? Do you think that he should try to play in back-to-back games this season, or do you think that he should still try and keep it easy so we have him ready to go for the postseason? Because we're in a win-now year. So, it's going back to, what dice you going to roll? And then let me know, who do you think had the better career between Russell Westbrook and Kawhi Leonard? Do you value team success, personal stats? Really boils down to that. Leave all your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Make sure you hit a like. Make sure you hit the like button. I'm over here jumping over my words, man. This Labor Day weekend, cut me some slack, please. But make sure you guys hit that like button. I'm gonna just stop talking. Hit the subscribe button if you so wish to. I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all take it easy. Peace.